And welcome back to this week's edition of our Coordinator's Corner. We have with us to start things off offensive coordinator Mark Frederick. How you doing this week, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Well, I dare not complain. Coming off a tough loss on Friday night. From the offensive stance, how do you analyze things that took place on this past week?
Definitely not the way we wanted the outcome to be. We came out, we started slow offensively. They did some things to us. We had to make some adjustments. Went in at halftime, talked about it, came back out. I thought we came out in the third quarter. We were clicking pretty good. We scored some points. And unfortunately, at the end, we had, a big mishap. But that's a part of it. One play doesn't lose a game. One play doesn't win a game. So it was just a combination of things throughout the game that kind of cost us in the end. But we got to bounce back and be ready to go.
Yes, sir. With that being said, no one ever goes out there to purposely blow an assignment unless they wouldn't be out there. What is the psyche of the team right now as they get prepared for a road trip? And it's going to be a pretty important game because you can still take care and seal your own faith with these last two games that remain.
They came out last night at practice. They were fired up, the guys, in good spirit. The good thing about it, after the game, we have a group message and stuff like that. Them guys were texting each other. They was putting positive stuff in the comments and, just uplifting each other. That's a plus, man. That's a plus. The guys are coming together. They're, staying positive. And like I said, we had a good practice last night, so hopefully, that carry on over into the week.
Yes, sir. Now, of course, when you look at the tape and everything, tape, film, we're in this digital world now, so I'm old school, so I still say tape. So forgive me on that, Coach. But when you look at what did work, what didn't work this past week, now you have to change your whole gears to get ready for Arkansas Pine Bluff. And although they're having a struggling season, there's still some strong things that this team tries to dictate defensively. And what do you have to do to break down this Golden Lions defense?
After we watch the film as a staff and as an offense, execution. We have to execute at a higher level. We missed some assignments. Some guys missed some blocks, missed some routes and stuff like that, missed some reads at the quarterback spot. Similar team on defense in Arkansas Pine Bluff, so we got to come out. We got to be ready from start to finish. We got to come out. We got to execute. We got to do our job. Just do your job and don't worry about it.
Yes, sir. And doing the job, as you say, is completing from A to Z and taking care of the things. The moment you look out in someone else's lane is usually when your mishaps happen. So when you're talking to these young men, and we still have to remember they are young men, 18 to 24 years old, is it challenging these days, especially with the sensitivity of some of our student athletes, to get your message across, or do you have to have a different approach? Or can you really be, as they say, rah-rah in the face type these days with kids?
It's all a part of coaching. You got some kids you can get rah-rah with. You got some kids you got to talk to them one-on-one. You got some kids you just can't do certain stuff with. So you got to know your group. You got to know your team. You got to know how to reach them. We don't belittle anyone. We don't do, we hard coaching now. We coach hard, but it's all out of love. We love them up. We get them ready to go. So the good thing about this group, man, they very resilient. They take it for what it is. They know when they mess up, and they come back and try to get the job done, man. They come back and work harder. So we got a good group of kids.
Yes, sir, no doubt about it. And they're representing quite well. Now, Coach, as I know, it's always tougher to get things back on track after a loss, but you still got a lot to play for, man, and we want to wish you guys nothing but further success on the road at Greenwood. That's next week in Mississippi. But on the road at Arkansas Pine Bluff, Tough task, but it's a task that's doable. And at this time, Coach, we want to give you some closing thoughts and comments as we get ready to wrap this portion of the segment up.
I just want to say to the Panther Nation, we're right where we need to be. We still need your support. Support these young men. Show them that you care about them, and they're going to play hard for you. And
yes,
we
sir.
plan on going down to Arkansas and taking care of business.
Taking care of business. That's what it's all about. Put the past in the past, and let's focus on the future. And then when that one's over with, let's get ready. Still on the driver's side of things, as far as the Western Division title is concerned, just heard from Coach, coordinator of the offense, Mark Frederick. We want to pause briefly, and then we'll hear from defensive coordinator Todd Middleton. You listen to the Mike Prince Show on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and we'll be right back.
If you have the opportunity of investing $100 to start your very own broadcasting business that could generate you anywhere from $300 to $3,000 of extra income a month, would you take advantage of that opportunity? If I'm speaking to you, dial 720-721-1558.
And welcome back to our Coordinator's Corner. We just heard from Mark Frederick on the offensive side of things. Now we're going to go over to the defensive side of things and hear from defensive coordinator Todd Middleton. How you doing this week, sir?
Good. How you doing, sir?
I dare not complain. Tough week. We knew that there was going to be a tough task at securing the run from Alcorn, but it was just as advertised, huh?
Yeah, they were a solid, run team. We knew they were going to come in and try to pound the rock with their running back Howard. Just the big thing I would say, if I had to take one thing from it, we got to do a better job is tackling. I think that we had guys in position to make plays. We just got to we got to do a better job of getting guys down on the ground, especially at critical times.
Yes, sir. You brought that up, and it was pretty noticeable. A lot of broken tackles, not only in this game, but it's been somewhat of a challenge for the season. Do you think that's due to the way practices are conducted now, that guys really don't get a chance to get as physical until game day? Do you think that's part of the challenge these days?
Well, we've had, a difficult journey, going back to camp. We didn't have a traditional camp. So I think the big thing is that, we're lacking some strength during this final run toward the end, where you can get a chance to build those things up, during fall camp. But we didn't really have a traditional fall camp. But we're going to do what we can to get that problem rectified. So we're going to just put some better focus on it and get those things taken care of.
Yes, sir. Now, on the positive side of things, Coach, still playing some aggressive style football on the defensive side, and I happen to be a big fan of that. But the tackles, we know we've addressed that. I'm liking the aggression that's going on. And are you seeing something in particular per week, or is this just a mindset that this is how we got to get things done?
But that's just the mindset, when we've got a very good leadership of older guys that really set the tone, and that just kind of resonates throughout the defense. So we just want to continue that, as long as we continue that aggressive, attacking type style of play, I think good things are going to happen. I really do.
Yes, sir. Good things will happen, although the Panthers fall short on the final home game of the regular season. Still hope alive. Spoke with Coach Frederick about what defensively the Golden Lions would try to do. From the vantage point on your side of the ball, what do you think they're going to try to do offensively that's going to be the attack enemy number one?
Well, they've got an explosive running back. He does have, breakaway speed, but they do have some very, very good skill guys. So they're more of a spread offense, even a little bit more passing than they have been in the past. So I think with the transition, they've kind of opened their offense up to try to get their playmakers the ball. I think if I was in that situation, I would do the same thing. Hey, let's see who we can get the ball in space and make things happen. I think that's going to be, their focus. So we got to be, continue, to focus, do a good job on the run, but then we also got to be able to play the pass and put pressure on them and get some turnovers.
Yes, sir. Now, I know you're the historian of the group, so I guess I can ask you this historical question when it comes to college football play in particular. We know that all conferences are copycats. What works for one works for the other. But we also know that talent level and accessibility to talent level is not on equal terms. Why do you think there are not more programs that are going old school with the misdirection wing tee, which it gives you a larger pool of players to choose from to run your system, and then B, it's difficult to prepare for because everybody's running the same spread look.
Right. But the thing about it, speaking from a young recruit standpoint these days, is not cliche. No quarterback wants to play in that. They don't think they can get drafted into the pros. Yeah, you might be a great program player that win a lot of games for your individual college, but they think when it comes to the NFL, that's not what they're doing in the league. So you want to, attend a school that's going to give you a chance to play at the next level. That's the ultimate goal. And the thing about it is just definitely these cliche spread offenses, showing your ability to, do RPO, and throw the ball, various ways down the field. They feel that that's what's going to take to be successful. And if you notice, the only ones that are still kind of running those type of old school option type offenses are the academies. Well, those guys that go to the academies, they've kind of taken the approach that we know we're not going to be able to go to the NFL because we have a military commitment. So whatever they play in, they just kind of accept it. But, the guys just still able to get drafted at all levels, they just don't want to play in those type offenses. That's not attractive to wide receivers. They feel that they're going to block all day. That's not going to be attractive to quarterbacks or running backs. They just said, how can I, play in a pro-style offense running this offense in college?
Well, you know what, and you gave a very good detailed explanation, but to me, my counter would be, in an RPO, nothing but the misdirection spread out?
It's kind of a spread from the passing standpoint, option, run pass option type deal from the passing standpoint, which certain pros still, they will use RPOs and things like that. Sometimes some of the pro teams adapt to what the college teams are doing in the spread offenses, but just the other aspects of it, of what they do, especially when you're talking about a trigger man, a quarterback. If you notice, like, Georgia Tech, they were good a few years ago, but they were running the option. And another thing is that when you start talking about fan support, people in the stands, people want to see the ball in the air. People want to see the ball, thrown different ways. I don't know if they have a strong appreciation for, wing tee, that type of game right now. It's just not attractive financially also.
Well, I just think winning is more attractive than anything, but I beg to differ. I'm the old school guy of the group, so I just kind of think, just kind of go slightly opposite where everybody is. But I appreciate you dropping in that historical nugget on that particular thing. Now, let's get back to the main course. You suffered a loss against Alcorn. You got Pine Bluff. And was more impressive, Coach, you're still in the driver's seat for the Western Division title. What's your message to your defense right now?
Oh, the big thing is just you got to finish it. That's the big thing. We spoke yesterday at the end of practice, is that you got to finish it, guys. You're right here on the cusp. There's no need to go, up there to Pine Bluff and just not come out and give it your all. And we're going to hold you accountable, and you guys are going to hold each other accountable. We're going to be in this thing all together, 9 hours away, whatever it is. And sometimes that's the best way to be, where you can get total focus. But they know what's at stake. They're fully aware. We're thankful to still have that opportunity to still be in the running for the championship. But we know what we have to do is to go out and execute at a high level.
Yes, sir. Execute at a high level is the expectation, the name of the game. And we're going to go out there on a limb and say we believe in the power of the Panthers, and they should be able to go and take care of business on the road against the Golden Lions of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Now, Coach, before we get ready to get out of this segment, man, you got a little, let's say, fan appreciation for your rendition of A Storm Out on the Ocean. And so I guess I got to keep the ball rolling. You got one for us this week, Coach?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. You kind of caught me off guard. Let me think real quick. I guess the big one, I'm I'm Church of God in Christ, what you call Kojic, and the song that we always sing a lot of times in our old gatherings is just power, Lord. I need more power, Lord.
That's right. Well, the Panthers going to need that power to go toward Arkansas this week. And we will be talking with you guys, if the Lord say the same, and the creek don't rise, on next week. Coach, we want to thank you so much for joining in with us, and thank you guys for meeting us on the Coordinator's Corner on this week. He is Todd Middleton, defensive coordinator. I also want to thank Mr. Mark Frederick for joining in with us. Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And for those who catch us on the backside of things, you can check us out on Spotify, Spreaker, SoundCloud. You can also check us out at iHeartRadio Podcasts and on Google Podcasts. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. The clock on the wall tells me that is all, and I must exit stage left. But until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.